The first spontaneous fermentation is very slow now because it is too cold outside. If temperatures rise, white foam will come out. It takes about 10 days and then it stops. Then we must cut off contact with oxygen. The name has changed now. It is no longer beer wood but lambic. Lambic coming from the French word un alambic. An alambic being a synonym for a damijan, a demi-john, the big glass bottles. You must have them at home too, I presume. Well, lambic. During the first year in the bottle, the natural sugars will transform into CO2 and alcohol. And after 1 year we can drink it, and then we call it a young lambic or a flat lambic. Why flat? Because it is a flat beer. Dark, trouble, you will taste it. Dark, trouble, thirst quenching because it contains no added sugar. That's the mother beer to make all the derivatives. The first one being Goose. How is Goose made? With lambic aged 1, 2 and 3 years. The youngest will provoke the second spontaneous fermentation in the bottle. The oldest will give the taste. 6 months later, Goose is ready. Goose is a bright, sparkling beer, beautiful white foam if you rinse your glass with cold water before serving. Goose is served at cellar temperature. Cellar temperature means 10 degrees, I should say, 10 to 12 degrees. At what temperature do they serve you a Pils beer, for example, in a cafe on the Grand Place here in Brussels? Do you have any idea?
Very cold, 1 or 2 degrees.
Very cold, 2 degrees, I should say, 1, 2 degrees. And why do they serve it that cold?
It's not good.
I do not understand.
To hide the flavor.
To hide, I should say, the absence of flavor. You drink it. Imagine you're thirsty. You drink it. The taste buds, located here at the back and ear, are so surprised by the cold drink which touches them that they get paralyzed, do not detect that the thing you're drinking has no taste. You go on drinking to find that taste, that absent taste, between brackets. If you can't put on your handbrake, you will drink until you are completely full and your pocket's completely empty. So that's to hide the absence of taste. Do they, I've been to the States last year, I don't remember, do they serve with a glass of beer, do they serve you some peanuts or cheese bits or chips, do they serve it? And why do they do it? Is it because you have a beautiful smile? Why do they serve it?
Salty. Drink more
It
beer.
makes you thirsty, of course. You drink your beer and you say, oh, good Lord, I still am thirsty. And you go on drinking, give me one more, please. And the more you drink, the thirstier you get. So pay attention with these things. Did you already drink Kriek?
Yes.
Yes. Was it sweet?
No, we like sour lambic.
Oh, that's it. But did you taste the sweet Kriek already? Well, Kriek, real Kriek, cannot be sweet. If I explain how we make it, you will understand. In summer, we fill a big barrel with 2-year-old lambic, 500 liters. In July, we throw in 150 kilos of tiny little cherries, not bigger than that. Tiny little cherries with the stone, of course. Some weeks later, the acidity of the beer has dissolved the fruit. We filter, put in young lambic. The second spontaneous fermentation in the bottle starts. 6 months later, Kriek is ready. Kriek being the Dutch for cherry. And Kriek is a red beer with beautiful white foam color. Again, you rinse your glass with cold water. Industrial Kriek is very sweet and has a rather pink foam. Our Kriek is thirst quenching because it contains no added sugar. We make beer with fresh raspberries. Raspberries are very expensive. Even in summer, we pay a little container tiny, a handful of raspberries, 200 rows, I should say. Well, within, again, 500 liters of lambic, we put 150 kilos of raspberries, fresh raspberries. No longer Belgian raspberries. Belgian raspberries are rain-ripened and are mostly very expensive. We buy sun-ripened fruit in Macedonia and in Hungary. And again, less expensive fruit than the one we buy here. That gives a pink beer called Rosé de Gambrinus. What's the color of that beer? Rosé de Gambrinus, a pink beer. Gambrinus being the beer king. There he is on the poster 5A, enjoying life. You see him here, you will see him over there, is there. That's Gambrinus. Gambrinus comes from John the first Duke of Brabant in the 13th century here in Belgium. Right. We advise to drink it as an aperitif in champagne glasses, chilled like champagne. Again, thirst quenching. Then we make beer with white grapes coming from Italy. Same procedure. Blue grapes from the south of France. We call it Cantillon. The white grapes is called Vigneronne. With apricots from Provence, from the south of France, we call it Foufoune. Then we have Iris beer, the one we're making today, so with 100% malted barley and young hops. And the last beer we have is the children's beer. That's Faro. And Faro was very popular when I was a little girl. And it was made with lambic, to which they added candy sugar and caramel. Our beer is not pasteurized, so you cannot keep it for a long time. You cannot bottle it. So industrial beer, industrial children's beer, industrial Faro is pasteurized, so you can keep it for months in a bottle, I should say. Why did I insist so much on not sweet? Because now industrial goes and industrial fruit beers are sweet. And that's a result of change in habits due to Coca-Cola. Change of habits, people drinking more and more Coca-Cola, and the more of you drink of it, the thirstier you get, of course. Well, that's the same as in your homeland. Well, and you know, of course, that white refined sugar is not very healthy. It makes you fat, makes children nervous, provokes tooth caries, provokes diabetes of type 2, provokes heart diseases and so many other problems. So, you know, of course, the problems you can have if you drink too much alcohol. Do they do binge drinking in America? Do they? Yes? Do you know that this is very, very dangerous for these children? It's here in Belgium, in Holland, in Germany, in France, they have to bring sometimes young children, 14 years old children, to hospital in a coma due to the absorption of alcohol. And that causes trouble in the brains of the children. They will not grow anymore if they start drinking alcohol. They will not be able to study normally. So, and 18, the risk is high to be heavy drinkers, of course. The fruit varieties I did not mention, can we put them into beer? Thinking of peaches, thinking of apples, bananas, kiwis, whatever. Can we put them into beer? No. They say that peaches and pineapple, for example, contain enzymes which stop the fermentation of beer. And they make peaches beer not far from here. I'm not allowed to tell their name, but they make it not far from